Well, hello everyone. It is Jackie from Pocket of Preschool, and I'm coming to you live today all about a dinosaur theme. Let me just flip this around. So I'm just going to jump right in, and I'm just going to show you what's in my Dinosaur Centers pack and a little bit about Dino Dig, which is super fun. Yeah, and I'm just going to go ahead and get started. And sorry, it's really bright down here, and it's echoing today. I don't know why. So let's just jump right in. And real quick for me, in the comments, why don't you type in when you're doing a dinosaur theme. Are you doing it in January? I'm doing mine in February. Or have you already done it this year? So just type in the comments when you have done your dinosaur theme, just so we can kind of all know and feel it out. So in all my math and literacy packs, what I do is, I love my totes, and if you are in the group, these are editable. You can grab those there under the files. What I do is I print out the whole thing, and I'm not a binder person very much, so I print out the whole thing and put the direction pages along with any printables behind it. There's the worksheet for that one. And they all have worksheets in them this time, so that way I remember what activities I have, and it's just a really quick resource guide for me. And then I also, if I have any other printables, like any other free ones, maybe from another website, or like if I do a free dinosaur one, I'll just put it at the back of this ring. That way I know it's there, and I'll keep my originals there, and I don't lose anything. And then I have my Dinosaur Dig, which we'll go through in a minute. I keep that file in here, and then I keep all the games in here, and all the other things. Like I have some dinosaur cookie cutters, and my manipulatives that I have for dinosaur, so I don't forget. So in all my math and literacy centers, I have writing paper, and there's 3 different kinds. There's this kind that's like a half sheet, and there's also some with lines, and there's also some like with a full page. And then I also always have word cards in lowercase and in uppercase, and I try to get some really, because we don't have photos of dinosaurs, but I tried to get some realistic, I guess they're like vector images. I don't know, I bought them. So yeah, so the dinosaurs look pretty real, which is pretty cool. It'll get them really psyched about writing, and they're long. Some of them are really long words, but that's okay. And then I have an emergent reader in here, and it says dinosaurs can have tails. And let me tell you a trick if you use my emergent reader. So print it out and then staple it first and then cut it. It'll just save you a couple minutes of time. But all that time, is important for us to keep as much of it as we can. And then I have these Dino Dig letters. So there's a big word card, and then there's uppercase, lowercase, and sounds. So if you have a 3-year-old class, maybe you're just gonna use the uppercase, and with the uppercase, maybe you're just gonna use those, or maybe you're gonna use the sound too. And there's 2 different recording pages for 2 different levels, and I actually thought about putting in just a little shoebox of sand and sticking these in there just to add some Dino Dig and put some paintbrushes in there so they can brush it off. This is something I thought about doing for the sensory table. I got these letters, and I'll put a link to them in the comments. And I have my kinetic sand I keep in these because we stamp letters in them sometimes. But these letters are really cool because they stamp, and then they're really fun to build with too. But I think I might do the kinetic sand in the sensory table for this theme, just so we can make prints, and I can put fake, little dinosaurs in there, and maybe some dog bones, and they can make prints in the sand, which would be really fun. And so this is a game I'm super excited about. So it's either you can do a letter match. So I have all the little letters, and there's uppercase and lowercase, so you can just do a letter match if you have 3-year-olds. And you can always do 2 uppercase too. You don't have to use the lowercase. Or you can do it with sight words. I have a kindergartner at home, and he did his sight word homework last night using this game, and he had so much fun. Or you can write your student names on here, and they can make dinosaur names on this little guy. And if you want to make it even more interactive, put these on clothespins and just cut the dinosaur out, and they can clip it on. Alrighty, and then I have some letter trace cards. So I thought dinosaur bones, right? So I got Q-tips, and I cut some of them in half, And I thought, how much fun would that be to make letters with dinosaur bones? Or you can use, I'm trying to get something out, sorry guys. These are like little, like, I think that these are like milk bone dog treats, but you can also use those. They're actually like the puppy ones, so the smallest ones they have. So you can use these too to make your letters, just something different rather than, you can always use Play-Doh, you can always use dry erase, but you know, just change it up a little bit, making it different. This is a new game I thought of, so you haven't seen this one before. It's Dinosaur Stomp, because dinosaurs stomp, right? And then they build it and then they write it. So like if we did fossil, they would stomp fossil, fossil, and then they would build it and check it, fossil, and then they could write it. How many syllables? Fossil will be 2. So it's just a fun way to do syllables and get them moving. And Dinosaur Stomp, so it's like the perfect game for that. And then it has a recording page as well. And then I made some research pages. So there's one for Tyrannosaurus Rex, Stegosaurus, and Triceratops. And then there's a blank one. So that way, if you want to let them pick their dinosaur, you can do that. Or if you want them to all do the same dinosaur, you can do that too. Or maybe you're going to put out all 3 of these and they get to pick. So they have some student choice. But just put out some books, and then they can draw what it looks like or write about it, and then they can draw maybe a fun fact about it, or draw like what it eats. Is it a plant eater? Is it an herbivore, or is it a carnivore? Use those big words with kids. If they can say Tyrannosaurus Rex, they can absolutely say carnivore. So there's that. And then, so this is a, oh, I don't have a dice over here. Sorry, guys. But you roll the dice, and then they count out that many eggs, which are really just pom-poms. And it comes in color or black and white. So you can do it in ink friendly or use the color, whichever one you want. And if you put in some tweezers, you can add fine motor. And then if you use 2 dice, roll both dice and they add them together, you can make it an adding game. And there is 2 recording pages with this one as well. So one is just the counting, and then maybe your pre-Kers are ready for it, or maybe your kindergartners are working on that too. So there's also an addition one as well. So I try and put things in at a lot of levels, because I know we have some toddler teachers that use this at a very basic level, and I know we have some pre-K, preschool, and then I know a lot of kinder teachers use this too. So I try and make it at multiple levels, and like we all know, right? Like, even though like maybe I have a preschool class, like I might have different levels. So I may need to bring it down to a toddler level. I may need to bring it up to a kindergarten level. So hopefully that'll work for you guys. So this is a sorting game. So I have this dinosaur sort it game, and they can sort it by size, small, medium, and large on the eggs. They can do it by color. And it comes with these little dinosaurs, or you can use dinosaur counters. Or if you wanted to do like rocks, I have a couple over here. Like you could pretend these are eggs, and they can sort these by size. Or I know some people dye Q-tips, and you could pretend they're bones, and you could dye these different colors. Just look on Pinterest. It's super easy to do. I think you just like paint them and cook them maybe. I can't remember. And then you can cut them different sizes. So they could do that too if you want a hands-on activity for them, or if you don't want to use just the paper ones. So many options for you guys. And in the pack, I usually have a list of all the different ways you can play it too. That way you're not just stuck with playing it one way, which is why my games don't really have direction pages or like those I can pages some other TPTers do, because I usually give you like 3 or 4 options on how to play the game. And then there's blank cards too. So maybe you have higher level learners, and maybe they're like, and maybe you're using like these dinosaur counters, and they're all the same size. So maybe you want to put these out, and maybe like they're gonna go, this one has a horn, and this is the no horn pile. So like excluding, like when they say it like horns, no horns, it's called like exclusion way of sorting. So, or maybe you're gonna do like, here's like another no horn, and then there's different ones. Oh, throwing in the dinosaurs. there's different boards depending on how you want them to do it, or maybe you'll put all of them out, whatever you want to do. And there is a visual if you got little guys. You can, if you're using it with these, you can just put that out so they know to sort it by size and color. And then as always, there's a recording page. And then this is a fun one. It's an informal subtraction game. So what they do is this game they play with a partner, and one person closes their eyes. And let's say you're working on the number 3. So you put 3 dinosaurs out and a volcano and a mat. And what they'll do is, like, the one person will close their eyes and the other person will have to hide some of the dinosaurs. And then they'll say, open your eyes, and they'll have to guess how many are hiding. So they had 3, they can see 1, so they're gonna guess 2's underneath, and then they check it. 2. And then there's a recording page for that too. So it's just a fun way to work on informal subtraction. And then, so we have this, I know some of you said you loved in my grocery store pack the positional building cards. So I did some for dinosaurs too, because I thought that would be fun. So like there's build under, build above, working on those positional words, build next to, and they are clip art. So they're not real photos, but there's really no real photos of dinosaurs anyways, right? So like so you can use these little like Melissa and Doug blocks, or you can put these in your block center. Like I'll probably put mine with my stem bins, which are right there. Excuse me. But yeah, you can just have them use counters for the dinosaurs if you're using little blocks, or if you're using your big blocks in the block center, go ahead and get out some big plastic dinosaurs. And then it also comes with leaves, so maybe they want to pretend there's like it's like a tree or something, so they have a little leaf. Or you could also, I buy like fake flowers from the dollar store, and then I just cut off the leaves, so you can put different leaves out, which would be really fun. Or you can put crepe paper out, maybe staple some orange and red together for lava, so they can make volcanoes too. So that's just a fun STEM building challenge and using positional words. And then there is a recording page too. They have to pick which word it is, and then they have to draw a blueprint of it. So I know some teachers have to use worksheets, some teachers, it's their choice. So I always have them in there as an option. And then I made these cutie patootie shape mats, and it would be fun to use the bones or the Q-tips to make the shape. And they can write on there how many sides and how many vertices there are, or they can just leave it blank, and you can just remember that they can use it as like a talking point when you're playing with the kiddos. And there is diamond and rhombus in there, so whichever one you use. And then they can make this shape right here. They can either trace it with a marker, or they can make it with Play-Doh, or maybe they can make it with counters, whatever you guys want. And whatever kind of supplies you have on hand too. Whoa, my dinosaur fell. Oh geez, okay, we'll just scoot that away. So this is the, another math game. So they're just boards, whoops. They're just like number maps. So they have to count it, find it, write it, tally it, and then make it. So the count it have the egg, so they're in the 10 frame, and then they would find it, so they can just circle, or maybe you just want to maybe if you don't want to have them dry erase, they can cover it, and then they can write it, and then tally it. And you can either use Q-tips for bones, or it comes with tally bone cards, and then they have to make it. So you can use little rocks. I got these from the dollar store, or like you can use mini erasers. I think these were in the Target dollar section, maybe like 6 months ago. You might be able to find them online too, I don't know. But yeah, if you can't find mini erasers, you can always use the little rocks, or you can use Play-Doh. So that's really fun. And then it comes with recording pages, as always. Those are my math and literacy dinosaur packs. So I also have Dinosaur Dig for dramatic play. So I try and give you guys all the dramatic play packs to go with the center. So now I'm going to tell you about the Dino Dig. And what I did the other week, not last weekend, but the weekend before, I set it all up in my pretend center, and Took pictures. I had my kids playing it because they're preschool age, and then I took it down. But I wanted to put it up to make sure it works, to make sure I can take real classroom photos for you guys, because dramatically is kind of hard sometimes, especially if you're, you know, it's December and you're brain dead like me. So having those classroom photographs really help. So in my Dinosaur Dig pack, what you will find is a web, and you can do it for 4 weeks, you can do it for 2 weeks. And it has the literacy centers in blue if you have those, and then it just has different books to read, different things for each center. And then there's real classroom photographs. So right now I have the bakery set up, so I'm just gonna kind of show you guys some of the photos. So here's the Dino Dig. So I made a volcano, and I just used this roll of brown paper, and there's directions in here on how to do that, and I used crepe paper. And then that's just a piece of brown paper on the back. And then, oh, there we go. So the one shelf just had some tools, and then the other shelf had dinosaur models on it. It had plant models. It had dinosaur eggs, and then this was kind of like our fossil and bone research station. And then here's some of here are my little guys in action. So he was examining the fossils and sorting them and comparing them. So I made these fossils out of air dry clay, and the directions are in here. And I used the dinosaurs I had. My kids actually helped me make the fossils because I wanted to make sure kids could do it. So I borrowed my kids to make them. So like I used the dinosaurs I had, so that way now, like they can match. Like this one goes with that, and it matches. So they can match, and they can also sort between, is it a plant? And I just used leaves, and then I kept those leaves, and I just put them in the center. I just have them in a bag right now, so I remember which ones they are. That way they can match them up. And it's just air dry clay with a little bit of brown food coloring in it. And I did bake them. I think it was like, I can't remember, but I baked them for like 3 hours just so they would harden a little bit quicker. I'm not patient sometimes. And then I just covered a box from Aldi's with black tape, and then I put the animal and plant. And you can also use like those mini dinosaurs and make those. And then, so that we had our dinosaur models out, we had our plant models on another section. And let me show you these dinosaur molds. So how awesome are these, you guys? Like, don't those look like so real? Like, it's just air dry clay. And on Amazon, I got these. They're actually sand molds. And the directions are in there. I just put a little bit of flour in, smashed them in, and then I baked them just to make sure they got super hard. And you can spray them with like that, like Mod Podge or just a sealer, which I'm gonna do that before I put them out. I just haven't done it yet. And my kids dropped them, like not like, you know, they didn't throw them, but a couple of them were dropped and they didn't break. So, I mean, they're pretty hard, but you can see they will crack a little bit. But yeah, so there's like a head, and then there's like ribs, and then there's like a different one, like that's the Stegosaurus, and then there's little feet, and then they have tails. And then it's also, these would be also really cool to put in the sensory table too if you have kinetic sand. I just thought of that. And then there's like Stegosaurus bones. And then I also had my kiddos just free form make some bones. So they just rolled the dough. This one they said was a tail. He flattened it. Some of them are big. Some of them are little. There's a little foot. And then I just put out a sorting tray from the Dollar Tree so they could sort them small, medium, and large. And then I also have sorting boards in there too. So that way it just kind of like reminds them if there's a board out or if there's like a visual, it just reminds them, oh yeah, I can sort that. That sounds like fun, you know. Otherwise, they're just playing and they're still playing. I'm sure they're getting a lot out of it. But when you're purposeful and you put out things like this that just triggers them on a learning experience, they're going to get so much more out of it. I'm trying to find the picture. Okay, so at the back of the center, I had my volcano, and then I had these posters which are right here. I have the dinosaur, and I got the realest ones I could find, and then a dinosaur skeleton, and then I just have some fun facts about each one. And I think there's 6 dinosaurs I did. And then I also have, I have half pages, so I put them on a ring too, so they could kind of carry them around the center. So I put those in that little bucket, along with some skeleton pages. My kindergartner made this one, so you can tell he made the Tyrannosaurus Rex. And then I just put them in some boxes again, which is just another Aldi's box. That's where I kept the bones. And then I also had Q-tips out. And then he made that little dinosaur using the pictures as support. And I just put, this is just a brown piece of paper on the floor that I taped, just kind of as a visual so kiddos know, like, don't walk through this spot because there might be, you know, bones. And then here's one he did with Q-tips. So that's really fun. Gets some STEM in there too, because they really have to think about the parts of the dinosaur, like how to make it, and then them using the real-ish pictures. Just takes it to a whole nother level. And then I had the, as you can see, I had the dinosaur bone sort, and then I also had rulers so they could measure the different bones. 1, 2, 3, that one's 3 big. And I do have other reports in there too. And I actually, since I'm gonna do this in February, I just kept this together. And all I did, this is just like a bucket, and then this is just some sand, and then I just hid them in here. And then I made these little signs, oops, as they all fall. Like you can so they can mark it, because scientists mark where they're working. So that one says fossils below, and then that one says bones below. And then I just got these cute little paintbrushes. I think they're from IKEA. And they can just brush it off, and then look at all that great fine motor they're getting in there. So yeah. And then what else? Oh, for clothes, I found these little vests on Amazon and some hats. I think that's mostly it. But oh my gosh, you guys, they were having so much fun. They're like, don't take it down. I'm like, we'll put it back up in February. But they, I had to take it down after they went to bed, because they were like, no, it's so much fun. You can't take it down. And then, oh yeah, labels. I have those, and I had some shovels in there. But yeah, so hopefully this gets you guys some help for if you're planning over break, which don't plan too much. Have fun, enjoy your break. I still have school all next week. So you guys have a great day, and I will talk to you soon.